here for the past session, you know exactly how this goes. And we have from We Connect International, our regional director, Frida Winga, and she will give us a bit of a glimpse of what is it that We Connect is doing in the 3 regions that we are part of at this point. Frida can take it away.
Thank you very much, everyone, for joining tonight. Thank you, Ida and the Westerwelle team for being here with us. Today is actually a special tribute for the Westerwelle team, who we are partnering with just to help them understand what we do, even as we understand what they do, so that we can work together. As we connect, we believe in empowering women, and we do 4 key things. The first thing we do is identify women. And who is the woman that we identify? She's a 51% owner of a business. Why? Because according to the World Economic Forum, it could take another 131 years to close the gender gap. So we are not going to wait 131 years. We are starting now to identify that woman who is in business and to support her to be able to unlock corporate bids. In Kenya, we call them corporate tenders. In every country, there's different ways that you address it. So the key thing is why women? When you look at the woman, 85% of women make consumer decisions in their home. We are the ones who make the decision. We are the one who says that, yes, we need to buy this for the children. No, we shouldn't buy that because there's not enough money. So we need to be on that supply chain so that part of that spend goes into our pockets, literally. 50% of women make up the world's population. 33% of all privately owned businesses are owned by women. But this is why we are so passionate about empowering women. Only 1% of corporate and government spend globally actually goes to women. We make the decisions. We make up 50% of the world's population. 33% of us own businesses, but only 1% is coming into our pockets. So we can complain about it, or we can do something about it, and We Connect is doing something about it. So we identify that woman, and then we train her. We train her to understand the procurement process so that she's not only working with consumers, but she's also working with corporates who are unlocking more money for her. That's why our leader says that what we do drives more money into the hands of women. The third thing we do is to certify her. We certify her because this gives her a logo that shows a corporate organization that she is qualified, she is competent, she is competitive. She's not just a woman, but she's a woman who knows her stuff and is ready to supply a corporate. And the fourth thing we do, is we connect her to a member buyer. A member buyer is a corporation who's one of our members, who is saying we want to increase our spend on women. So once you're certified, you get connected. But it's not automatic. It's not because you're a woman. It's because you know which corporate you want to be connected with, because you know your value proposition, and you get to know that during the training, because you know your business model. You know what you're doing as a businesswoman. Then connecting you becomes easier, but you can also go out there on our portal once you're certified and get connected. As We Connect, we have 185 member buyers. There's over 17,000 women business owners that are certified with us already. Then we're in 135 countries, but in Africa, we are just in 3 countries. We are in South Africa, which we are celebrating this month because I understand it is the month of the woman in South Africa. So this month we are celebrating the women-owned businesses in South Africa. We are also in Nigeria, and we are in Kenya. So in Africa, we are currently in 3 countries, and we do look to grow to more countries. So this evening is a conversation. You can ask us questions just to know, what does it mean to be a certified businesswoman? And I'm so excited that there's one lady who's going to be sharing more about that with you. How can you help us? You can spread the word. You can raise awareness amongst other women-owned businesses and corporations about the work that we do. You can support another woman-owned business by purchasing from her, by providing partnership, by mentorship, or supporting her to get certified. Lastly, you can encourage corporate organizations to join our network so that we have a bigger supply for all the women around the world. Thank you very much. I'll leave it there and I'll invite Jessica to take it from here. Jessica?
Thank you so much, Frida. Definitely get more into it towards the end of the session for the women that are new to WeConnect. Next, we have our dear partner, Westerwell Foundation, and to represent them is Ida, the Director of Community and Marketing for the Westerwell Foundation. Ida, you can please take it away.
Hi, everyone. First of all, thank you so much, Frida and Jessica, for putting this event together. It's really a pleasure to be here and really happy to meet all the rest of you in the audience as well. When we first got connected with WeConnect as the Westerwelle Foundation, I knew immediately that we should do something together because what we do is just so similar, and we really believe in the potential of using entrepreneurship to do a lot of positive change in the world and to enable more opportunities regardless of gender. So it's just very, very much aligned. So I'm really happy that we're doing this here together. Before sharing more about the organization, I also wanted to present who I am as a person. So my name is Ida. I'm originally from Finland, so far up in Northern Europe, as pretty much as far away from Africa as it gets. But for the past years, I've been working in the area of startup support. After my studies, I really saw the potential in entrepreneurship. People who start their own businesses, they see opportunities and they don't just talk about it, but they take action to make that happen. It's really special types of people who make that work. And I believe there's a lot of potential in them making the world a better place. So that's what I became fascinated by. However, I also saw that even though there's so much potential, most startups or businesses fail. And there is a lot of support for them, but they're still failing. So how can we become better at supporting entrepreneurs and small businesses to reach their full potential and to collaborate more as support organizations to make those businesses successful? And that's why I'm also here today, believing in that power of small businesses and collaboration and trying to be better as support organizations in providing opportunities for people like you who have had the courage to start building. So what exactly do we do with the Westerwelle Foundation? We're a nonprofit organization based in Berlin, Germany. And our mission is to empower entrepreneurs in emerging markets with a focus on Africa. How exactly do we do this is in two different ways. On the one hand side, we have startup hubs in Africa, so physical co-working spaces that bring together the entrepreneurship ecosystem locally. Currently, we have 3 different startup hubs in Tanzania, in Rwanda, and in Tunisia. And we are in the process of opening our 4th startup house in Kenya, in Mombasa. So we're really, really excited about that at the moment. So those are the physical spaces in Africa. We really believe in having a strong local presence. We also have support programs. So those are capacity building programs that have mentorship, access to a network of investors and supporters, but really importantly, just a network of other entrepreneurs and peers that you can learn from. And some of these programs are run from the Berlin office and some are locally at the startup hubs. And one of the programs that I think would be most relevant for members of WeConnect as well is our Young Founders program. That's our flagship program that offers one-on-one mentorship and guidance expert sessions for startups or businesses that are already well established and are ready to grow. And especially as members of WeConnect that are certified and already have more experience working with corporate buyers, for example, this might be a really relevant opportunity. And the top founders that take part in that program are also then invited to travel to Berlin to take part in a conference connecting them to Berlin-based stakeholders, investors, and of course the other entrepreneurs who also took part in this program. So that's, I think, what's most relevant for you. And of course, if you're visiting any of the countries where we have hubs, there's the co-working spaces, there's a lot of events, and it's just great ways to tap into the local ecosystems. And you can find more information about all of these on our social media. The Young Founders Program is also currently open for applications. That's what we do. And I also know that I saw a couple of familiar names on the screen. I saw Lucky from Tanzania, one of our entrepreneurs from there, and there's also Mechi who took part in our Young Founders Program. So I just wanted to take a minute to say if either of them had anything that they wanted to contribute, either as questions or challenges that they have faced related to this global procurement process, feel free to unmute yourselves and learn from the WeConnect members, because that's really what this session is all about. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ida. Alrighty. Ida shared the bit that she could share at this point, but this is still open for questions and conversation to keep going throughout the session. So if you have any questions about the Westerwelle Foundation, this is your moment. Ida, I'm sorry, I'm throwing you to the wolves.
No problem at all. Happy to be here and chat.
Amazing. Next up, as our third speaker of the day, we have Tekla Chitumba. She's the CEO and Managing Director of SENS African Medical, and she has been in this business for over 2 decades. So we want to hear from you, a women business enterprise certified with WeConnect. What is it that we can learn? And how could you give a bit of your experience to the women in the room?
Thank you, Jessica. Good evening, everyone. My internet is not very stable, so I'm just going to switch off my video so that I can have more stability. Good evening, everyone. I don't know, I think I should say good evening or good day.
Evening.
I think we are all from Africa, so it should be good evening. Thank you for being here today, and thank you to WeConnect International and the Westerwelle Foundation. My name is Tekla Chitumba, the founder of SENS African Medical, a leading medical supplier and distributor. We at SENS African Medical provide a comprehensive range of essential medical equipment, consumables, laboratory products, and unique research and clinical trials products to healthcare providers across the African continent. I'm very privileged to be part of the WeConnect family. Being a WeConnect certified member has offered me so many benefits. The benefits include access to global markets. This has provided me with connections to multinational corporations looking to diversify their supply chain with women-owned businesses, opportunities to participate in global procurement events and trade missions. It has provided me with networking opportunities with other women-owned businesses and other potential collaborators. It has offered me invitations to exclusive events, conferences, and webinars like this one that we are all attending to, where members can meet corporate buyers and other stakeholders. Being a certified member has offered me business development, which allowed me to have access to training, workshops, and resources that are designed to help my business to grow. It has offered me business coaching and mentorship to enhance skills and strategies. SENS African Medical had the opportunity to embark on a procurement readiness program through a collaboration between WeConnect and UPS. The program helped me a lot by understanding customer requirements, building a strong foundation for procurement success, understanding market dynamics, and it helped me to write winning proposals and strategies. It gave me visibility and recognition, increasing visibility through the WeConnect International platform and marketing channels. It also gave me recognition through successful partnerships and business achievements. Certification itself is a mark of credibility. So as you heard from Frida, once you are certified, you are allowed into rooms that other businesses are not allowed. You are allowed to meet with corporates from all over the world, multinationals, and it gives you a good reputation and legitimacy as a business. It helps you in gaining trust from potential clients and partners who might want to work with you. It also gives access to information, like in the UPS procurement readiness program, we were taught on best practices, market trends, and industry insights. We got tools and templates for business operations, marketing, and procurement. It also gave us an opportunity to have that advocacy and support, representation in policy advocates, to support women-owned businesses at a global level, and to support us in navigating the challenges of just being a woman-owned business or a woman entrepreneur. Because I think if we look at statistics, most businesses are run by males. And when you want to approach certain markets, you know, most people, most of the times as women, we are not taken seriously. So with We Connect, it helps us to have that advantage and that privilege to be taken seriously. I also had the privilege of taking part in the Moody's. I also had the privilege of taking part in the Moody's ESG bootcamp that we did in July. The program was an eye-opener for me because it made me realize that ESG is part of my everyday business activities, and it is the future of every businesses. If businesses want to be businesses of the future, they must embrace ESG. For me, it touched the very essence of our product portfolio. In our company, we have started introducing eco-hydrating nitrile gloves on the market. This product talks to environmental sustainability. It is biodegradable. It is designed to decompose much faster than the traditional nitrile gloves, and this significantly reduces their environmental impact. This also means we reduce our carbon footprint. And as we know, most of our, in our healthcare facilities, we use gloves every day. I think it is the most used device in the medical industry. So if we look at it from that point that we use so many gloves a day, it means if we don't do something about it, we are having piles and piles of gloves in our landfills that are not decomposing. So by introducing this product, we are actually mitigating that, and we are contributing to our bit to the planet. Sustainability is at the core of the products that we supply. Besides the eco-hydrating nitrile gloves, we supply a point-of-care STI kit, which is a sexually transmitted infection kit for Trichomonas vaginalis, which is a parasite. Infection for Monas vaginalis amplifies HIV transmission. And we know in our patriarchal society, men determine what happens in the home, whether to use protection or not when being intimate. So this leaves women, most women, vulnerable. If people are tested and treated, this will reduce the rate of to HIV vaccine clinical trials. And according to some researchers, this is proving to be very difficult. We are not near close to finding a vaccine for HIV. So some researchers are now of the opinion that instead of putting funding into vaccine research, the money should be used to uplift women in those communities through income generating activities. This puts money into the hands of women who then become independent and can make own decisions and choices. When women in our communities become independent, they now have the opportunity to make decisions for themselves. As Frida said, most consumer decisions are made in the homes. When women become independent, they earn their own income, they can now decide on what they want and what they don't want in our communities. And in this way, we now have sustainability in our homes because women are now deciding on what to do. When women become independent, the saying, you educate a woman, you educate a nation, then becomes a reality. We also have a saying in our African culture that a woman makes a home. So when women are empowered, they become independent, they now have the decision to make, they have now the choice to make decision. They now encourage sustainability, and sustainability starts in the homes. So the benefits of WeConnect go as far as empowering the common woman. It empowers me as a business, but it empowers the common woman on the ground to make decisions for her future. The benefits of WeConnect member certification collectively help women-owned businesses expand their reach, enhance their capabilities, and achieve sustainable growth. I thank you for the time that you have given me, and I hope you now have an understanding of what Zanz African Medical is all about and how WeConnect has helped me to be where I am. Thank you, WeConnect, for helping me to succeed in my business. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tekla, for sharing your experience with us. Before I let you go, hence we're getting the conversation going. So I would like to ask you, when it comes to, because you are in what we consider a bit of a niche field, especially for women-owned businesses, which is the medical field. So I would like to ask you, as a certified business enterprise of WeConnect, how has capacity building, which is the skills that you have acquired, the skills that you actually passed on to your team, have helped you grow your business to this extent? Because you're quite established, and congratulations to you. But how has capacity building actually helped you in that specific area and growing your business?
I think mostly it is on governance. I mean, the regulations, the building a strong foundation in terms of documentation. In our medical field, the most important is regulatory. So with WeConnect, with the lessons that I have learned, I have managed to register my business to get a distributor license for my medical company. And I'm in the process of ISO certification, ISO 13485 certification. That way, in the medical field, if you have a license, more doors are opened for you. You have more chances of getting business. So I would say this is how WeConnect has helped me in capacity building.
Amazing. Thank you. Ladies, the chat is open for questions and answers. So if you have a question, a doubt, something that wasn't clear, or even a comment, please pause it on the chat or unmute yourself, raise your hand, and we're going to have this conversation. Before we move on to that, I would like to throw part of the same question to Westerwelle in the room and WeConnect International, obviously. In terms of capacity building and women-owned businesses and enterprises, how have you seen, what are the key aspects that you've seen improve in their businesses? Obviously, based on the programs that you have running, for We Connect in the 3 regions, for Westerwelle over the continent, what are the key impacts that you've seen from the capacity building programs or aspects that you have in women-owned businesses? We can start with either Frida or Ida.
You can go ahead, Ida.
Sure. Thanks for the interesting question, Jessica. What comes to my mind first is something less technical that is maybe not talked about as often. What the entrepreneurs that take part in our programs very often mention as one of the core benefits of taking part in these accelerators is the peer network that they get connected to. Very often, entrepreneurs, especially when they are from smaller cities or from the rural areas, they might be very alone in what they are doing. And when you are alone or you are the leader of your community, it's sometimes hard to find peers that can relate to the struggles that you're going through, and to figure out how to overcome those challenges. And this is where peers and role models are really important. And I think in the past few years, we've really seen a lot more strong women leaders emerging in different areas, whether that is entrepreneurship or large corporates or even in the political sphere. And just seeing those examples, whether you're a young girl who is dreaming about what they can do later on, you're a young business owner yourself, or even more established and experienced, seeing others around you do those things and being able to have really open, candid conversations, ask for advice from those people who come from similar backgrounds to you, I think is really important and very often underestimated.
Frida,
So that's
would you
why it's
like to
great
add?
that organizations like We Connect are also bringing together these people and creating those networks of support.
Absolutely.
Ask your question again.
So what are
Or a new
the
one.
few impacts that you have seen, especially from the We Connect side, that we drive money into the hands of women? What are the impacts that you have seen when it comes to capacity building? How has that helped them narrow down their objectives and also their vision in terms of how we're going to tackle certain challenges? How have you seen the impacts of capacity building in women-owned businesses?
And thanks, Jessica. The way we do our procurement readiness training is we look at the pre-procurement, during the procurement, and post-procurement. And pre-procurement, there's a lot of work that the female business owner needs to do, because most of the times they're small and they're informal. And a corporate will require the woman to be compliant, and first compliant with the regulations of the country they're in. And in every country, there's a set of regulations you need to have in terms of your registration of the business, the taxes. There's a whole list of regulatory things that you need to have. So one of the things we do is we support them to ensure that they have all the documents they need. And that's why certification is critical, because certification assesses all those documents with you and for you, so that by the time you have the logo, a member buyer knows that this business is a business that is open for business and it is good to go. So during the pre-procurement process, we look at the documents, but we also look at the woman's confidence, because many times women are shy. Women are shy, and many times women hide behind their husbands. So during the assessment process, it is critical that you show up, you present your business, and you know what your business is like. I've been in rooms where the woman asks that I'm 50-50 with my husband. It's a family business. Can the husband come? And right there, that's a red flag. It's the husband who's normally speaking and not her. Yeah. But we want to empower the woman. We don't want her to be better than the man. We just want her to take responsibility, to know her place. She's also contributing. It's not about a woman, what a man can do, a woman can do better. No, there are things that women bring to the table. Men are more transactional. Women are more relational. And the relational aspect of business is huge, because people do business with people they know, they like, and they trust. And that is a quality that women bring to the table. And that's why banks like us. Banks like us because they feel we are credible, our character is better, we always pay, even though we are afraid of borrowing money. But when we borrow, we are better payers than men. So we look at all that. Pre-procurement, during procurement, what do you need to do? Yes, you may go to a meeting and there'll be a member buyer. Many times they complain and say that, oh, the member buyer is not calling us back. And we help them understand that the person who comes for the training is not always necessarily the user. And the advantage of being certified is that once you're certified, we do go for industry visits where you can actually meet the user, the person who will need what you're supplying to do their work. So it's important to understand that the people who come into the rooms are not necessarily the person who's going to give you the order. And you know that by networking, you know that by doing your research, you know that by showing up, but you also know that by going to our portal and always updating your capability statement, finding out what are the RFPs that are available, are they a good match for you? So the training helps a woman to be on track with what she needs to check. So beyond the class, it's you doing the work so that the impact can show. Post procurement, what do? You keep engaging. You keep finding out what are the existing trends. What do you need to change? Which other organizations might be interested in what you're doing? Who among the women-owned businesses might be a good partner or collaborator for you so that you can work together? So a twofold answer to your question, what we do and what the impact is.
I'm glad you touched on a couple of points because we're talking, obviously, we are about procurement and literally helping women connect with better opportunities and opportunities that will make their businesses grow. I believe we're all aligned on that when it comes to Westerwelle and we connect as well. But you both touch on the same point, which is collaboration. And since we're talking capacity building, I will ask from each one of you, from Ida, from Frida, and from Tekla, what is the one skill that you felt that you gained in your capacity building journey to help you actually grow your business, to help you actually be in the world of procurement in a more intentional and active way? What are, for you, obviously, as organizations that are enabling this, it would be, what's the one skill that you think is crucial for this journey? For Tekla, it would be, what's the one skill that you, along the way, you realized after being certified, like, oh, I need to have this, or I need to improve on this specific skill, for either for you or your team? So I will start with Tekla, and then we'll go to Ida and Frida. Tekla?
I think the one skill that I think is very important to me is networking. I've been with WeConnect for a number of years, but so many times I was invited. I wasn't pitching up. I didn't go because I think, as we discussed sometime, as small businesses who are aspiring to be bigger business, we tend to do things by ourselves. Everything you do by yourself, you try to. But the moment I started attending these conferences and workshops, it has really shown me that you can't be a silo. You can't be on your own. You need to network. You need to collaborate. You need.
Tekla has disappeared.
She did warn us about her network, but I think we got the.
Sorry. Sorry.
There she is.
I got kicked out. So I was saying, I realized that I can't work in a silo. I can't be on my own. I need to meet with other women. I need to hear what other women are doing. I need to collaborate. And, by doing that, it really opens the world. So that's the main skill that I still need, that I need. I saw that I need. Yeah, networking.
Right, that's actually quite great. It touches on Ida's previous point. Thank you, Tekla. Ida?
Yes, very interesting question once again. Thanks, Jessica, for that. And also, by the way, hi, Beth. Good to see you here. Beth has a fintech in Kenya, and they work a lot with corporates. So very, very relevant for the topic of today. Feel free to later on ask questions if you have any.
Hi, Ida. Thank you so much for this meeting. I think I like the fact that all of us can agree that compliance is one of the way you, I think, to bring trust or maybe a seal of approval that you're doing the right thing. And even as you're working with people, even in business, I agree. And I like this conversation. It's really nice. I have been in the finance industry, and I can agree 100% that women are relational. Like banks would prefer to give a woman a loan, a woman who is doing a business alone, rather than a man. I remember there's a time we had that conversation with my friends, and they were like, Beth, please give us your trick. How come you just get unsecured loans from the banks? And for us, if you go there and ask for a loan and secured loan, we don't get it. And I was like, I really don't know. And then I think I've come to understand is that they understand that women do pay, and also they fear to lose the business. So they'll keep that relationship. And I really 100% agree with what this discussion is all about. And Frida, yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah, so thank you so much, Ida, for this opportunity also to help us connect as women, because I believe networking is one of the greatest things a woman can get, because sometimes you really get tired. You don't know what to do. You have a business you're running. For me, I'm running a fintech. I am a mom. I have a small baby who is like 6 months. So I was running a business literally for 6 months from home. And I am training people online. I'm listening. I'm attending accelerator programs online, all these things alone. So you really need someone to network with and maybe tell you, like, it's not over, you can actually do it. Some people have done it before you do it, Yeah, I'm really encouraged to have this meeting today, and I look forward to hearing more from the rest. So I don't know if I introduce myself. My name is Beth Mwangi. I'm the CEO and co-founder of MyWhichPay, one of the licensed digital lenders in Kenya. We are licensed by the Central Bank of Kenya. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing, Beth.
Amen.
And interesting to hear that banks literally say that and are
They
so
do.
much more open to giving loans to women.
They do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What I was going to answer to the question is actually really related to what was emphasized here, the importance of the compliance and the certification. And the angle that I wanted to bring is that I think it's actually even more about understanding who your stakeholders are and how to play by their rules, whatever those may be. So if you want to become a supplier for large corporates, they have certain procedures they need to do. If you want to become financially, legally certified, you have to follow the regulations. If you want to gain funding from, let's say, European VC investors, they have their own rules and things that they care about. And very often when you're starting out, you don't know what the rules are that you need to care about, or what are the things that you need to emphasize. And that's where support organizations come in. If you are looking to work with the global corporates, then WeConnect is a great example of an organization that helps you understand those rules. If you're then looking for those international funding from private sector investors, then there are different startup accelerators, or for example, the Westerwelle Foundation, that give you feedback on how you can comply with the needs and regulations of those investors. So that's what I would say about what's most important: identifying who your stakeholders are and then knowing how to play by their rules.
Thank you so much, Ida. Frida, would you like to add?
No, not really. That's perfectly all right. I know we are running out of time, so I'll follow your lead.
Not a problem. Thank you so much, ladies, for contributing to this conversation. Before we jump into the next part, which is the announcements, a few people left messages on the chat, and in honor to them, I'll just read them. Carita says, good evening, ladies. My name is Carita. I'm the founder and lead consultant at Sincilio Consulting. We're based in Nairobi, Kenya, and we offer a range of HR services, job search skills for professionals. I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much, Carita. And make sure that you follow us on our respective social media pages. And please leave your link so we can know what you're all about in detail. Meki says, hi everyone, I am from Cameroon. My business is Black and Natural Cosmetics. We manufacture 100% plant-based cosmetics. Good to be here. And she also left her website link on the bottom. So please make sure that you click and you follow, because this is about us connecting and making sure, like Tekla said, Ida also emphasized the power of connection, the power of networking, so we can gain the credibility to grow our businesses. In the meantime, we're going to move to announcements before we wrap up the session. Just a minute, sharing my screen, and here we go. We have a couple of things happening over the next weeks and the next month as well. So if Frida, you're ready, you can actually take over from here.
All right. Thank you so much again, everyone, for joining us tonight. And we meet here every second Thursday of the month. Remember, at We Connect, we don't just connect you to corporate bids. We connect you to compliance, because we support you to get the right documents. We connect you to competitiveness. So you're not just going there because you're a businesswoman, but you do have the skills and you have a pool of talent to support you, because we can mentor you, and we have other people like Westerwelle who can also support you capacity building wise. That's why we have different partners that we bring to you so that we can work together to ensure that you get the impact that you're looking for. I believe you're going to share your slides. We meet every second Thursday of the month, and we also have every first and third Friday of the month. Second Thursday, the Africa Dialogues. First and third Friday, we have, why do I feel like I said Friday twice?
Second
Thursday.
First and second Friday, yeah.
First and third Friday, business clinics. And during the business clinics, if you'd like to get online and be supported on how to register, we can, especially if you're in Kenya, Nigeria, or South Africa, but we do look to extend those countries. And we also have the Africa Regional Conference coming up in South Africa. It's going to be in October 8th and 9th. We plan to have industry visits to some of our member buyers on the 10th. And if you'd like to go on safari, there's going to be 2 days of safari for those that want to see animals after doing the business. So you can get all this on our website, but most importantly on our LinkedIn page. If you go to We Connect International in Africa, in Kenya, or in South Africa, you'll be able to find more information there. Our partnership with Westerwelle has just kicked off, and look out for information on other things, other exciting things, not just things, other exciting activities that we're going to be doing together with Ida and her team, as she has mentioned. Ida, any announcements from you?
Thank you so much, Frida. Sounds like you have a lot of exciting stuff going on. Maybe from our side, announcements would be that, yeah, the Young Founders Program is still open with applications for the next couple of days. They're closing this week, Sunday. You can find application links to apply on our social media or on our website. And we are also organizing a larger conference in Berlin focused on connecting African social entrepreneurs to supporters and investors. We're bringing quite a lot of different investors to Berlin. So that's going to be exciting. And hopefully we can do more of that in the upcoming year. So if this is a month, so if this is a topic that's interesting for you, feel free to follow along on our social media, and then you will be updated on all of those things.
When is the conference in Berlin?
It's happening in the last week of October. So I think it's the 28th until the 2nd of November.
Fantastic. Thanks for sharing. Right.
Thank you. Alrighty. Thank you so much to Westerwell Foundation for joining us on this conversation. And we are literally hoping that we see you in the future in more of this, because I believe we can exchange a lot of synergies and obviously knowledge as well. Thank you, Ida. We appreciate you. And thank you, Frida, for giving us a scoop of what is going on with WeConnect and what can we expect. Just to emphasize, our business clinics is happening next Friday. So make sure that you're tuned in and that you join, because for those of you who are not certified or registered with WeConnect, but you would like to know what this process entails, we go into detail during those sessions. So it happens on Fridays in the morning, and we go into detail what would it take for you to be certified or registered, and we give you the support that you need throughout the journey. So make sure that you're registered and that you're part of this conversation on Fridays. Follow us on LinkedIn, because otherwise, how will you know how to get to the conference in Berlin? You need to be following us on social media. Follow us on YouTube so you can catch up with the sessions that we've had up until this point. In the meantime, ladies, thank you for giving us the time. Thank you for making time for your business, and being here today really mattered to you. It mattered to us as well, but it means that you believe in your business enough to join these conversations and take a step forward in your journey. Thank you. We hope to see you on the next Africa Dialogues next month, second Thursday of the month. And in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your Thursday. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
Ida.
everyone. Have
Thank
a
you,
great rest of the
everyone.
day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. See you all. See you all. Who is the host? I'm not the host. You are the host?
I'm the host, and bye-bye.
Okay.